Right, so we're live now. Um, we have people in the waiting room, so let me just start admitting them before admit all.
Sorry, what did you say? Are you
And
talking to me?
yeah, sorry, no, sir. I was talking to our general secretary. We have
Okay.
participants waiting,
Yeah.
so I want to admit all of them before we start. Right. So it's 6 o'clock, and this meeting has officially started. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, Barrister Imasi. And my name is Evelyn Ibolo, and a member of Nigerian Scholars in Germany, Bremen chapter, and I'll be moderating this session. So we are all welcome to this evening's legal talk organized by the Nigerian Scholars in Germany. It's originally intended for Nigerian students that have been displaced that has been displaced by the Russia-Ukraine crisis. We've been having this series for a couple of weeks, and our father and attorney general, as far as NICIC is concerned, has been helping us out and answering series of questions as regards the legal situation about Nigerian students are trying to, cross borders to Germany and even outside of Germany. So the rules remain the same. This is strictly for questions and principally for questions as regards Ukrainian students, like we've said. But if you have any other legal questions, if time permits us, we can also attend to them. So welcome, everyone. I can see participants are increasing and increasing. So I will just try to wait for let's say some 4 minutes before we officially kickstart the question and answer session.
So
please, kindly, I would beg of all of us to mute ourselves. Please mute yourself. And if you have questions for our barrister, please use the chat session. Just type it there, type your questions there. You can send it to everyone, or you can also send direct message to me. My name is Evelyn Ibolo on your screen, or you can also send it to NICIC Evie. We'll get your questions. All right, so that's that about that. Please drop your questions, and I'll quickly introduce Barrister Iyare Imasi. I'll just read a short profile about him for us to understand and know the magnanimity and let me off my notifications, and the strength and his capacity as long as German law is concerned. So Attorney Iyare Imasi is a Nigerian-born German lawyer who came to Germany after his first degree in Nigeria and then studied German laws. And today, this information I'm reading is sourced from the internet, and it was interesting to see that there were so many praises and so many accolades about Barrister Imasi on the internet. So this is just short ones, right? So today is the first African Black lawyer in Germany and highly respected because of his ability to make the most complex cases seem straightforward and easy, which we can also testify to here in NICIC. A fact which ends into instructing solicitors and clients alike. Attorney Imasi is also known for being approachable, friendly, extremely clever, and doesn't talk down to clients. He's a lawyer with no understanding of the pitfalls of cases. He has an authoritative voice in the court of law, and he regularly acts on behalf of applicants and respondents. Consulting Attorney Imasi is the best thing you can ever do when you need the services of a lawyer in Germany. And those are not my words, but I 101% agree to that. So welcome, Barrister Imasi. Thank you for joining us this evening. Do you want to
Thanks a lot, and for having me on the program.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So everyone, I got a message from our general secretary that today is the final day for the Legal Talk series. Please confirm that's what you mean. And so we've been having this for a couple of weeks. So if you have friends that you would like them to join this session, please send them the Zoom link. You can get the Zoom link from wherever you join this meeting from on all the different chapters. And before we join this meeting, Barrister Imasi shared a website which you'll find in the chat. We'll copy and paste it for everyone, where you can get like updated information about the current regulations or laws or any information as regards Ukrainians transiting to Germany or students coming to Germany from Ukraine. So you'll find the link. The link has been dropped in the chat box. You see www.germanyforukraine.de. Please take advantage of this information. Right, so please, if you have questions, this meeting has been last for 1 hour. So we're 5 minutes into this meeting. So please, if you have questions, kindly drop your questions and don't wait for last minutes. Thank you. Right, I'm just going to scroll up and see if, right, so we don't have questions yet. So Busa, I don't know if you have any first words that you'd like to share with us, any updates from last week and now.
Yeah, yes, I will. I have some people that will be trying to reach me here. I've been hearing that some are misled by the police or forced by the police to go into asylum. Asylum is not for them. Anybody who is a student that came from Ukraine is supposed to be here according to the law passed out by our federal government, under the jurisdiction of our Internal Affairs Minister, a lady in Berlin, published in Bundesanzeiger. They have the right to be here until on the 23rd of May. After on the 23rd of May, a new solution will be found for them. And before that time, all they need to do is to get themselves registered. Registration can be done either at the train station when they come out from the train, or at the police station, or at the immigration office, or at the main office where asylum is being taken. So these places are everywhere in the country. And then as well, one can equally register through Red Cross, AVO, UNICEF, Johannita, and so on and so forth. All these people are known for years as good functioning NGOs in the country, and they have help equally from all areas of government here. So, and this registration, some people are, of course, misunderstanding the kind of paper they are given so that they can get social help. And that paper that they are asked to fill is normally designed for people who took asylum. But it is the same law that applies to them so that they can get social help. So some are wondering, why do they get that paper if they don't want to take asylum? I don't understand who gave them that paper, and who gave them that paper should be able to tell them what is inside. In Germany, although people don't speak English here, but anybody from the age of 45 down, they all learned English in the school. And they do speak English, of course. And when they know you don't understand German, they will interact with you in the English language. It's only people who speak French, for instance, they are having more difficulties in the country because Germans don't really speak French. But English language, they are very far in the English language. And then I'm equally getting information. Some people are equally here from the Ukraine that had already a bachelor's degree in Africa. If you have a bachelor's degree, mostly in engineering, IT sector, or maybe civil engineering, environmental engineering, there are a lot of all kinds of engineering, or even in medical side, maybe you have something to do with a nurse before, public health. With this result, you can easily look for a job in the country if you don't want to continue with your studies. With that paper too, you can equally find a job here. And these days that are given to you guys, if you finally find a job within this short time, you will now go get a visa for you working in Germany based on the years of the contract that you are given. If you are given 2 years contract, the Foreign Office will equally give you 2 years visa. Then you are no longer a student. You have not entered into the job market, because the job market too here, they are looking for a lot of people. A lot of people are missing the job market, and many Germans will be going very soon into pension. So a lot of offices will be empty. They need people who are qualified to take over such jobs. So don't only rely on trying to seek for admission. And there's another thing I want to say again. I spoke about it last time that people should start writing application to the universities here, and then to universities of applied sciences. And I equally warned them that they should be very careful so that they don't fall into the hands of universities that are taking tuition fees. But I forgot as well that maybe some of you guys, you have parents who are capable of paying for a private university. If you there, you may get an admission very quickly, faster than applying in a public university, of which you can change later. If you enter there as quickly as possible in a private university, and then you are given the visa to remain here, you can change from a private university into a public university. So it all depends on how the pockets looks like. And the tuition fee ranges from 1,500 euros in the semester to 10,250 euros, or sometimes even 12,000 euros, depending on the course that you want to study. So make your the chances big and wide, and see in which field or in which situation you can easily get an admission, so that the Foreign Office will now extend your visa for you in case one day they start telling, we call them third countries citizens that are not really Ukraine citizens, before they start asking you to leave the country, so that you already have a stable foot. So the next thing is, some people are still worried too that are having Ukraine wives or Ukrainian husbands, and some are even having Ukrainian, what they call permanent resident permit. Your cases are not so difficult. You only need to register yourself wherever you are and apply for a visa. So those people, their own way, their means of staying in the country, as we used to say in Nigeria, Shombanka. It's a Shombanka for them. They will not ask you to leave, because Ukraine, where they are coming from, is in war, and nobody knows how long that war is going to end. And for most of you guys too that had, I don't know if it applies to you, that had what we call technical colleges in Nigeria. Maybe you are an electrician, or maybe you are a roofer, or maybe you are a carpenter. Such people are being looked for as well in this country. We don't have them anymore. So, and then you now switch into what we call special skills of foreigners who have learned something in their country. It's a special law called Fachkräfteeinwanderungsgesetz. There, Germany is trying to bring qualified people from all over the world into Germany to come and work, and then remain here, pay tax, help to make the society grow, so that the society will be more and more stronger economically. So these people too, they are equally welcome. So the problem with such things, of course, is always that in such professions in Nigeria, they don't have certificate. But for the ones that are having certificates, it can help. There are cases too where I had about 2 Nigerians that never had a certificate, but they are good carpenters. And a carpentry company said they want to test them for 1 or 2 weeks. And they were so excited that they can work very well. Now they are allowed to stay and they are working there. So that is how it can equally go. So let me start taking your questions.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. All right, so the questions are coming in. I just want to remind everyone that just joined that you can send your questions via the chat box to everyone, or you can send directly to me if you prefer that. Right, so the first question we have here was a direct message. So, and it says, I'll read it out as yet that has been sent. So I have a question about my residence permits. So this is not related to Ukraine movement, but since we don't have other questions for now, let's just take this. So he said, I have a question about my residence permit. I got a job in Berlin, but currently live in Mannheim. I sent my contract to the Ausländer Behörde in Mannheim to enable me extend my residence permits. But they said they'd only give me a Fixierbescheinigung for 3 months because my place of work is in Berlin and I have to relocate to Berlin before the end of the Fixierbescheinigung. Is this correct, sir? Thanks for your assistance.
Yeah, such a case is of course not so clear. It depends on the visa that he was having before. If he is allowed to move around in the country, probably he's no longer a student. So I don't know. So if for people that are having Fixierbescheinigung, that the movement is not restricted. If you are a student, you are only allowed to stay in your area where you are. You're not allowed to change environment just so easily from Mannheim to Berlin, unless he has finished his studies and is now working. He has a different visa and is not restricted to going out from one place to the other. Apart from that, Fixierbescheinigung only means that they are working on his case and they have not come to a final decision. It does not mean that they have refused him. It only means that they are working on it. So after some time, normally the highest 3 months, they should be able to give him a final decision. But if he's allowed to move to Berlin, he can move to Berlin, and in Berlin, the process of the visa will continue to go on.
Okay. All right. So he just added that he has a job seeker visa. I don't know. I think this question has been answered already. So to the person that sent me that question, if you still have more questions, you can send it to me. Or if you prefer to just clarify, I can also give the directive to unmute yourself. But for orderliness, please let's all go through the chat. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So the second question, now this is a very long one. And so the message says that I am new in Germany, Berlin to be precise. I'm a 5th-year medical student of Dnipro, Ukraine, and I have BSc and MSc in biomedical engineering, ND and HND in science, laboratory, technology. Unfortunately, I have only my medical transcripts and the rest in digital. Please, I need a good city for Black, I guess you mean for Black people, where to register, exact address, possible accommodation, where to start, immediate German. It's really long.
Yeah, so he flew from Ukraine and is now in Berlin.
Yes, and he has booked up an appointment to register, but it was cancelled today.
Yeah, so if it's in Berlin, of course, there are a lot of places where you can get registered. Berlin is getting congested. Berlin is now getting to almost 4 million people. And now they are discussing about it already, how these people that are coming in, entering the central station of Berlin, the Ukrainians, how they can be divided into different parts of the country. So he can always register anywhere there. There are a lot of places where one can get registered. That is why this website I just sent now, www.germanyforukraine.de, there they give information about the offices where one has to go and get registered. No? So in Berlin. So Normally the easiest place to get registered is to look for somebody wearing a police uniform. If you see the police with their cars, no, it's written police-I. If you see them, or you see them, definitely you will see them at the train station. And there are people around to at the train station wearing yellow vests. Those ones are even the ones that are welcoming people there, trying to, tell them what to do. They give them forms to fill, or some are only just there to give them a little kind of comfort, give them water to drink or food or any other thing that they need. And then he or she who wants to continue his journey does not register himself, of course, in Berlin. So if you want to continue your journey to Hamburg, to Essen, to Münster, to Stuttgart, to Munich, to Hanover, there are a lot of places that one can go to in the country that you don't need to register yourself. But there, if you want to get social help as quickly as possible, you should get yourself registered. If you are not registered and you enter into illegality, it becomes very difficult for you in this country to come out as a legal person. So do what you're supposed to do. But the results of a team, all those results you are mentioning now, they are equally results with which you can probably find a job here in the chemical industry. Germany is one of the leading countries in chemistry, in chemie. You have these places where a lot of chemicals are being done, and you can always apply. Even in the internet, they are looking for people who studied chemistry. They can equally find job. I understood you did biochemistry. Maybe it is something related to it, but you have to start getting in contact with them. And many of these portals, these places in the internet, they even provide a possibility to write them in English language and even write your work application in English language. Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. So the next question is from Dr. Sylvie, and it says, can our students from the UA, don't know what is UA, or is it Ukraine,
Probably Ukraine,
apply for a residence permit according to the Section 24 of the Residence Act?
No, the Section 24 does not apply to them. And that is why a special law was passed by the parliament under the leadership of our Minister of Internal Affairs, Frau Faser, that they are here for the moment till on the 23rd of May. And before, after then, they have to seek for a regulation for them. But from now till on the 23rd of May, they have the right to get social help. They have the right to get a residence permit if they want. No? They have the right to look for a job as well if they find a place where they can work. So these things are regular and it's written in that paper. And this paper has been distributed now. Many people are having it with them. So anywhere you go, you can always present it. If you don't understand what is inside, use Google Translation. The Google Translation will help you to understand it. But apart from that, in this our country, Germany, there are a lot of people moving around that can tell you what is inside in English language. Yeah, you only need to talk to people on the road. A lot of black people are moving around here. A lot of Germans speak English as well. So as I said before, you can always stop anybody on the street. Maybe because of Corona, some people are scared. They may not come closer to you. But if you wear your mask and stop somebody, I think they will attend you. Don't always stop women. Women may run away from you because they think you want to approach them. So, but if you stop the men, I think the men will always stop and want to listen to you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. All right, so we have other questions. So Dr. Silva, I believe your question has been answered. You're raising your hands. Do you want to clarify something?
Yes, if it is possible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So my purpose is I know the new rule. I know it, and we send it to a lot of people, but we have the problem that a lot of administration, they don't know it. And so I have in some cities, they say that they don't allow to get social help. So it will be very, very good if you can show us which paper we have to show them so that they can see that they are allowed to have social help or to get access to the labor market?
Yeah, I have one here. I think maybe it will
From the
probably be.
Bundesanzeige, or is it something else?
No, es ist nicht Bundesanzeige. Moment. Many, you know how creative these people are. Many have been able to create an Antrag gemäß Asylbewerberleistungsgesetz.
Okay.
Ja, so das was alle ausführen müssen, damit sie Geld dann erhalten. No?
But it's not an application for asylum.
No.
Okay.
It has only to do with the application for asylum. So this is the paper.
Oh.
No? It has nothing to do with asylum.
Mm-hmm.
But this paper applies to, this paper applies to everybody who is now in the country. Mm-hmm. And even the people that are having paragraph 25(5), sometimes they are given this paper so that they get license, they get social help from the government. So this is the paper they are giving them to fill in some states.
What is the name again? Antrag gemäß?
Asylbewerberleistungsgesetz.
Okay, thank you.
No?
All right, thank you.
More questions, please.
Yes, so yeah, I have a question from Ajiboye, and Ajiboye says he's a painter and he has certificates to prove this, digital copies. So Ajiboye, the context is not clear. Like, what is your question? I don't know, maybe he's trying to say, how can he join? Maybe if he's an artisan, like the carpentry example you gave, how can he come to Germany? I guess that's the question here. Ajiboye, are you here?
Hello.
Yeah, please ask your questions.
I'm a student from Ukraine, but I have about the carpenter work you're just saying. Is there a way I can enroll in it? Because I'm into painting. I have my certificate copy on my phone, and I have some of my documents here with me, but it's not based on I'm coming from the war zone, but I have some copies on my phone also.
I don't understand you.
I said I'm a painter in Nigerian, and I have my certificate copy on my phone. Like you talk about some carpenters that have been employed already. So I was like, is it able for me to enroll? And I'm also a student in Ukraine.
Yeah, you are a student in Ukraine and you're already in Germany, or you are still in Ukraine?
I'm in Germany, I'm in Hamburg.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So and you have a result from a carpentry something.
No, I'm into painting. Painting.
Ah, okay. Yeah, painting. You can always find a job. There are a lot of people that are painting here. They're equally looking for them. Normally, a painting profession, learning painting takes 3 years. You have to go to German Berufsschule, go to German school. There's oral and written and practical. So it is when you pass, they give you a certificate that you can paint. But in such cases, they can even probably test you, because we have a lot of Africans here too that are having painting companies. Even in Hamburg where you are, there are many Africans there, even Nigerians to be precise. They're having painting companies and they go around to paint. They take many of our people with them. So ask our people that are there. There are a lot of Nigerians moving around too in Hamburg that you can see around there. So that one too is a very good opportunity. They can bring you into that system.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. So we have some questions that are not legally inclined. There's some questions that are in the chat box that you can easily Google. So I'll just combine everything just so that we are not ignoring anybody. So there are questions that have been sent. How can we get your contact? How can we get your email? Another question has been questions about, are there job platforms? Where can you get jobs in Germany? So those are like questions that have been posted.
Jobs, finding a job in Germany, in the first place, it goes within the foreigners community. Within the African community, for instance, Nigerians have their own clubs and meeting where they meet. They have their meeting points. Togolese have their meeting points. Congolese have their meeting points. What they call the South Africans, it is always like that. And then some of them, where they are working, their boss can tell them, I need somebody. Do you know somebody who can work like you? Bring him to me. So then they start informing their people. Or you go to the official side of it, you go to what we call job center, Bundesagentur für Arbeit. That place, they have in their houses, they have computers that you can easily go in there, enter the information, enter the kind of job that you are searching for, and the computer will show you all of them. Yeah. So, but you have to know how to operate. I think now they even have English language in those systems, in those computers. So it shouldn't be difficult for you guys. So you just Google where you are, look for Bundesagentur für Arbeit. It's called on employment office. Then you just go there, you hang around on the computer. They have a lot of them. You shouldn't be afraid that if you go there, you will not get a computer. No, these people, they have computer as no man's business. If there are 3 in the house, everybody have 3 computers, they have 3 cars. Yeah, so computer is not their problem here. So if you go there, you always have one to occupy, and then type the information that the kind of job you are looking for into the system, and it will jump out. Many of them will jump out. You see the addresses, you see the telephone number, you see the email address with which you can contact the boss of the company or whoever is in charge that gives job there. You can write them in English language. You can call them equally on the phone. If you see on the information that they can equally speak English as well. Yeah, then you talk with them. Then you see what is going to happen. In most cases, they will invite you to the company and then make a contract with you, and then you will start working. So they will do the other necessary things already with the foreign office and with what we call Arbeitsamt, because at the moment now, those things are suspended normally. So you'll be allowed to work, and you start working, and then we'll see how the whole thing is going to develop on the 23rd of May. And as I said, they are working on a new regulation for you guys, so that after the 23rd of May, you continue to stay here. So don't be discouraged. As I said before, because of the demographic problem we are having here, a lot of young people are less in this country. And young people like you guys that are willing to learn, you are willing to study, I don't think they will ask you to leave the country, because they need such people too that will earn a better salary later and then help them to organize their social system. Next question, please.
Right, thank you very much, sir. So the next question says that he's a student, medical student from Ukraine, and he currently is in Munich. So he said, I've sent my email to get an appointment for registration, but I haven't been registered yet. So question 1 is, do I wait till I've gotten registered to get a job, or to register in a language school? And the second question, can a language school give me the papers to stay past 23rd May while studying the language?
Oh, yeah, you cannot learn German language like that so quickly. No? So before you get A1, it will take you about 3 months, intensive course, 4 to 5 hours every day. And because of Corona, that one, I think at the moment is suspended one way or the other. And if you want to do the Ausbildung, learn a handwork, as I said before, even if you want to do here barbing, or you want to know how to cut flowers, you have to go to school for 3 years and pass out with the certificate after doing theory and practical. So everything here is school, school, school. If you want to learn German, it does not go so quickly. It takes some months, and in some places you can learn it free. In some places you have to pay, And there's another question he asked again. I've forgotten. What's the other question?
If he enrolled for language class, can the language class allow him extend residence permits after 23rd May?
No. Yeah, that's what I said it last time. You people should not put too sweet in the mouth and be chewing it at the same time. In this place where we are, Germans do things step by step. They don't do two things at the same time. So as I am talking with you guys here now, some people are somewhere working on the new regulation. So they are always ahead, looking, weighing the advantages and disadvantages of things before they come out with a certain regulation. So they don't do things that will affect them negatively. They always make sure that the advantage is higher. So whatever you have been given now, try to make the best out of it, and then continue to do something, and hope that that time it will be prolonged again. But nobody knows. Maybe if it gets to a certain point, they may ask you, like somebody I had last time, he's already 5 years here. He did not do Ausbildung. He never worked one day. He did not even go to learn German. And he has been taking social help. And now they ask him to leave the country. And then he's wondering why. Yeah. So then the questions will be coming. What have you done since you have been in this country? And German, you not learn. Go to school, you not go. Work, you not work. So then they will tell you, so why should we leave you here? What are you doing? What are you contributing to the country? No, you are only here to take social help. So that is why it is very important. So even if you get to that time and you are able to show so many applications you have written to the university, it may even help you. Yeah, they will know that you are serious. You are very active. You want to do something. But if you stay at home and fold your hands and only eat eba and amala and eat our greens here, that will not help you. So open your eyes and be a little bit active. Next question, please.
Right. So this is just a reminder to everyone to please drop your questions in the chat box. If you raise your hand, we might not call you in time. But now I will take MGB Pro. You've been raising your hand. Could you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
I want to ask a question about something about the studying. Basically, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You have a noisy background, so please be quick.
Yeah, I'm moving away from it. I said, if, for example, I get an admission into a school, okay, and do I need a block account to get a visa on?
I think you have to give us more context. Are you in Germany or where are you?
Yeah,
like
I'm in Germany. I'm in Frankfurt.
Okay.
And you are from Ukraine?
Yeah.
Okay. At the moment, that one is suspended. The block account issue is suspended.
Okay.
Yeah. The block account issue is suspended. Mostly the block account issue comes into place when you are coming outside Germany into the country through with a visa, coming straight from your country of origin. Yeah. So that is where the block account is very important. But if you have somebody who can sign for you here, what we call Verpflichtungserklärung, somebody who would sign that he's your guarantor. And this guarantor is mostly people who earn enough money that can satisfy that no matter the financial problem you are going to have, you are going to go through, he is going to stand for you. So they will give him that paper to sign. So there are two things: either you have a block account when you are coming in from Africa or from Asia or wherever you are coming in. It's only people that are from the European Union. They don't have to have a block account. But if you have somebody too, the person must not be in Germany. If you have somebody in France, in Portugal, in Luxembourg, in Denmark or Norway or Finland that can equally sign for you, it is accepted here. Yeah, the person must not necessarily be in Germany. So he must be able to prove that he has a buoyant account based on what he's doing with his working contract, or maybe he has a company or anything. Those things will be scrutinized, of course, and then he can sign it, and then you are allowed to come. But as far as you are now in the country, systematically, since you are allowed to stay here, at the moment, so they don't even have the right to start asking you for a block account. So, because even if they ask for a block account, it's not going to be, how much is it now? 10,450 euros or so?
Yeah.
So it's not going to be that one. Yeah, because there are people here, they have only 2,000, 3,000 in their account. Their visas are prolonged for them every time. So what Germans look then is mostly how many examinations have you passed within this period. They want to know if you are successful, if you are fleißig, we call it here fleißig, if you are learning very well, you are hard in learning, and you are passing your examination. If you, for instance, if somebody is in the 5th semester and he only passed one examination, the Germans will take you as not being serious, because in every semester, there's always a clausur, there's always an examination that has to be written. So if you're able to produce those things, it will be very difficult for them to tell you to start leaving the country, even if you don't have money in your block account, because they are seeing that you are performing and they need you here. So next question, please.
All right, thank you, sir. So yeah, so we'll take the question from Jean Marion. Please, could you also unmute yourself and ask your question, please? Jean, are you there? Okay, so have this question has been sent to me. So it reads, seeing as medical students aren't able to transfer due to the language barrier, and you advise not to learn the language, what advice can you give to medical students in order for them to stay temporarily until they gain admission, maybe to another country?
Yeah, so if you are a medical student and you are here, as I said before, there are a lot of private universities too that are teaching medicine in English language. Yeah, English language and Dutch. So it depends on the one that you want to go in. And not only that, if you are entering a university here, your certificate will be evaluated, probably because you have spent maybe 5 semesters or 6 semesters in Ukraine, or maybe even more years. It is practically impossible that they will tell you to go to square one and start from the first semester here. That will not be done. So what will be done is your certificate will be evaluated. There are people that do such things here. They are properly trained for it. No? So it's called, either it is done at the university itself, or it can be done through what we call anerkennungsverfahren, recognition of result, of certificate. But if you write to the university yourself, the university is going to do it themselves, so that they can easily, make a certain evaluation where you can start with them from which year, from which grade, or whatsoever. So, but if you want to remain here for some time and then decide to live here again, anywhere you go to, maybe you're going to start afresh again. So I don't know. So normally medicine and mathematics, they are the same thing all over the world. So anywhere you go with your medical issues, I think they will accept you. The same thing with people that are doing engineering. You will always be accepted as far as you can do mathematics. No? So the other ones are the ones that are having more difficulties. People that want to do, that want to become a teacher. If you want to become a teacher, it is even more difficult. We have teachers for primary school, we have teachers for secondary school, and we have teachers for A-level. So they all have to study at the university and then write 2 different state examinations. It takes about 7 to 8 years. After graduation, the government will give you a school where you will start teaching, and they have good salary, about 4,000 euros in a month netto. So Germany believes very strongly that education is everything. So they are properly paid. Yeah. Okay, next thing, please. Next question.
Great. So we don't have any new questions. So this is just a reminder, we have 15 minutes at the end of this session. So if you have questions, please drop your questions in the chat box or raise your hand so I call you. Right, so we have a new question now. So a German language school in Berlin, BSI, offered a contract that helps with visa for a year of study, but I have to pay for 6 months and it's expected to help with immigration. I would like to know if this is possibility. I guess it meant if this is possible.
He has a language course in Berlin where he has to pay money.
Yes, he has to pay for 6 months.
How much is it?
It didn't say the price. So, do you want to unmute yourself? If you're not giving enough context, you can also unmute yourself and ask a question if you don't mind.
So if it's a private school, and they're asking you for money, well, you can of course go there. What counts after your section or after your duration of learning German language is a certificate. The certificate is the same. They are going to give you a recognized certificate that the government recognizes here. It's called either B1 Tech or B2 Tech. There you have to do lesen, schreiben, hören und verstehen, and then mündliche Prüfung. So you have to write, you have to do writing, reading, and then hearing and understanding, and then oral examination. Then your score will be written for you. In the hearing and understanding, they will put for you a tape in a CD player, in a tape player. What do they call it again? Sorry. In a tape, they will play it and tell you. You should tell them what you understood. People will be discussing, will be talking among themselves. Sometimes they play you the ones that are very difficult, where it is happening in a train station, and many people are doing conversation, and after the whole thing takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and they will then ask you to tell them what you understood in that discussion. No, boy, the thing not easy. I bet. If you are determined, you are going to do it. So that is why, of course, it is very important. If you have a German girlfriend or a German boyfriend, you will learn the language very quickly. No? So you speak the language every day at home. You speak on the street. You will listen to German television. And not after learning the language in the school, you go back home and start listening to CNN or BBC. It will not bring you anywhere in this country. So they are very proud of their language, and their language is what they use everywhere. So that is it. So if you attend the school and you have that result that you're supposed to have, it does not matter which school you attended to learn the language. But what matters is if you can pay it from your purse, because some of these schools, the private schools, are very expensive. And there, of course, they will focus strictly on you being able to learn the language. The intensive course that many of the people that are here went to, that is called Volkshochschule. Volkshochschule was the first gymnasium, the first A-level that they had long time in the 13th, 14th century. So those ones, if you are going there now, it's not mostly the qualified teachers that went to the university to study maybe Dutch or study English language are teaching there, but there are people too that know the language that are coming there in the evening, or that come there in the morning to come and teach for 3-4 hours, and they are being paid as well, but they are equally good. So, and if you are lucky, you meet somebody who teaches there that knows English as well and knows German. So when there are complications, they can easily tell you what that word means in English language. It will help you to understand it properly, or equally in French. So, or even there are some that even understand Arabic and some other languages in this world. They are very clever people. So now I think we'll have the next question.
Right. So I just want to say to Akala Oluwatobi that your question is not clear. Please clarify what you mean. So I'll take the next question, and it says that, so good evening. I heard that some people in refugee camps are given accommodation for as long as they want. Is this a good option because we don't have proper accommodation at the moment?
What does it mean by proper accommodation?
Maybe private residence outside of the refugee camps. So he's asking, is it a good option to stay there for as long as they want?
Whoever throws that question is very funny. You are not living in Nigeria. If you are living in Nigeria, you can stay in your father's house where there are a lot of comfortability for you. And if you don't have a brother here, you don't have a sister here, and the government gives you a place to stay, for the meantime, I think you should be thankful and remember where you are, because that place where you are, you have everything there. You can take shower, you have electricity, and probably you even have VLAN, internet. And when you are sick, a doctor will come to you and treat you free. And there's always a central hall where there's television. I was in some places before, and you are in the midst of your people. Those days when I came here, I was mostly in the midst of Nigerians. You feel at home. You are together every time. Sometimes we go out, we're about 8 or 12 of us, we go out of the street, we go out on the street to go to Penny Market. The people that are selling there, they will see us and run away. They are shocked. Why so many black people? Even the women will go and hide. Yeah. So we're using that advantage that time to move around. We move out in groups. You feel really at home because you just came new. You have these people around you. They give you all kinds of tips. They tell you what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. You'll be led for some time. And yeah, so you have to stay there for the meantime. Even now, there's problem of accommodation in this country. It has always been like that. Even a lot of students don't even have accommodation. In this my city in Kiel, where I am, 600 students are on the waiting list. They don't have a dormitory. They don't even have a dormitory to stay. They are German students. They are not foreign students. They are Germans. Yeah, they left their cities from where they were staying with their parents to come and study here. That is how it is everywhere. So when the new government came into place, the first thing they did was they raised a budget, a lot of money. I can't remember, maybe it was even 1 billion. They want to build new social houses so that a lot of people will have apartment that never had apartment before. So now the war came now, they have suspended that thing. They then suspended this plan to start building social houses because the rate of rent has been increasing. It only knows one direction, up. Yeah, because some people that are having these houses, they have been using it to make money, and they said it is economical. It's a social market. Market regulates everything, demand and supply. So if something is scarce and many people are demanding for it, what do? You increase the price. No, it's very logical. So please remain where you are. I will not tell you to remain there. If you feel it's not good for you, go to somewhere, else. No, because we are not. You are not in your country. You are in a different place. The most important thing, you are safe, and any other thing will come later. So you cannot come now and enter into a sort of horrible life. No, you start doing ajebo. It does not work that way.
Thank you very much, sir. So we have a crucial question here, and it says that, please, when I was coming, so I guess coming to Germany, it said police took me to a police station, and when we got there, they gave us a paper. On top, it is written illegal entrance to Germany and some time period. I'm really worried. I've gone to immigration, but there is no space at all. Can I get advice?
He has gone to immigration and there's no what?
He said there's no space. Is it appointment space? Chizzy, can you mute yourself?
Yeah, maybe he means he cannot get himself registered. Maybe, probably. Yeah. So
he said
the
yes.
problem is it depends on where you are. Because as I said before, Berlin is getting congested. There are a lot of people that want to stay in Berlin. You people should not think the way they behave in Nigeria. Say, if you not go Lagos, now they say you never enter where you're supposed to enter. This place is not like Africa. It's not like Ghana. It's not like Nigeria. It's not like the capital cities in Africa. So if you are staying, the places German even call villages here is more beautiful than Broad Street in Lagos. Yeah, Germans call it village, but it's so more beautiful than the so-called Broad Street in Nigeria. So in these villages, because according to our constitution here, the government has to make sure that the same standard of living in the capital city is in the villages. So if you are living in a village, what Germans call village, for me it's not a village. You see wonderful grass, green grasses there, nice houses, or any kind of supermarket you're looking for is there. Any kind of swimming hall you're looking for is there. Anywhere you want to play football is there. Whether you want to play handball is there. You have cinema, you have everything there. So, but if you want to be integrated properly, even the village is even better for integration. These omas, these old omas and old opas, they're already on pension, they are to home, they don't have anything to do anymore. They will welcome you. You realize all of a sudden how nice these people are. But if you are in the city, the competition is so high that you may not even have contact with such people at all. So if you cannot register yourself there, go to another city. Go to another city, get yourself registered. So it's a matter of going to Google this thing, look for just right registration place. It's going to tell you a lot of places. So I think now in Berlin, because of even the police, if you go to the police, they cannot help you, because even the social minister there is already complaining that other states in Germany should help them, because a lot of people are pumping in there. So they should help them to distribute these people from one place to the other. So you can go to other cities. No? So if it's not possible for you there, if you are a Nigerian, Nigerians, as I said, they have a lot of communities in Germany. Even some are even having WhatsApp groups. Some are having pages in Facebook. Enter there and contact them. They will tell you how you can come to those areas. Next question, please.
Right. So, guys, we are now 3 minutes to the end of the session, and I can't see any new questions. But yeah, but Chizzy just saying thank you for answering the questions. Right. So if you have any last minute questions, please, you could raise your hand or ask you to unmute yourself. Right. If you don't ask now, by the way, this is the last meeting. I was informed that this is the last meeting in this session of Legal Talks. So you might not have this. Right. Okay. So please, I'll ask you to unmute yourself. There's no name. 83022.
Hello.
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening, ma. Please, I have a strong challenge. I have my children from Ukraine that they are students that ran into Germany. At the border entry point, the police made them to sign for asylum, and that was the only condition they could enter, unknown to them. So they are now in Germany. When they now find out that they have been wrongly advised, we have been trying to see a way to cancel their asylum and collect their documents, but we don't know how to go about it. And within this, my children, my son has a baby with another student. That baby is registered child birth certificate as a Ukrainian. And according to them, Ukrainian law entails the baby to have Ukrainian passport, and that process was in process before they ran from Ukraine. So we are like, how do we formalize this now that they are in Germany, so that they will be able to get the baby's passport, and the baby can now be given the rightful national, which will equally benefit the parents too, and how to get their stay in Germany legalized so that they won't be there as illegal people. Thank you.
Yeah, the first question is, these people you are talking about, are they underage?
They are not, but where they are, they don't have access to internet.
In Germany?
Yes, they are in one camp, new camp in Leipzig.
Okay. How we, because it is always better to hear from the horse's mouth that they themselves should speak here. No? So if they are not underage, they should be able to find their way out. So the question of the child passport, they have to contact the Ukrainian embassy in Berlin. So if that is how they get their passport in Ukraine, that the birth certificate is enough, they can contact their embassy, the Ukraine embassy in Berlin, and they will be issued a passport. So every country has their own laws with which somebody can become their citizens. So they can do that one. So in the case of they being pushed into asylum, that asylum can be retrieved back by taking a lawyer. A lawyer will help them to write a letter to the relevant offices and then retrieve the asylum back, and then ask only for a normal registration. So that is what they can do. So if there's any other thing, they have to speak themselves first of all, because we have been having a lot of misunderstanding based on this issue. At the end, when I finally see their papers, it is not asylum, it is just a normal registration, because they don't understand. They give them paper that look like asylum. And
they photocopy them, they say they photocopy them front and back. They photocopy them as if they were going to prison.
Anyway, as far as I know, our police here, our police normally they don't behave that way. If they must have, maybe they told them these are the alternatives. As somebody who is coming from Nigeria does not need asylum, there's no reason for them to take asylum. Asylum, with which case Boko Haram is pursuing them. That one too is not even enough here to take asylum.
They are just fleeing from the Ukrainian war.
Yeah, so that one is that one does not make somebody to take asylum here. No? So the government has passed a law that they are allowed to be here till the 23rd of May. After then, new conditions will be sought out for them. And that is what we have been discussing the whole time. This is the third or fourth time we are talking about this thing. Many people have got that information. And in the YouTube too, the other program that we did, it is equally there, where all the information has been talked about. And many people have, this information has reached them. Whoever it has not been reached, you should have to tell them too that this is the condition. They can retrieve the application of asylum and then contact the Ukraine embassy to get a passport, a Ukrainian passport for the child. And when Germans know they have that certificate and it is translated, if it's the certificate is definitely in the Ukraine language, it's also be translated into German, or else Germans may not understand what is inside. So it is then they can probably go to the Ukrainian embassy and then ask for a Ukrainian passport. But that one is not the problem. Now they are in safety. They are safe where they are. That is the most important thing. We are thankful that many of our people were able to escape that war. In spite of Nigeria never really cared about them. When the Western world were telling their people to leave the country, that would have been the time they would have evacuated them. But they left them there. So, and many African countries did the same thing. So the Western world people that have been there since many years, none of them is trapped there. They left there before the war started. That has always been the problem with Nigeria as usual, and Buhari will go to the UK for medical treatment. So that's how it be. So next question, please.
Thank you very much, sir. So the last question we'll be taking today is, it said, hello, sir. Okay. I have several questions about babies that were born in Ukraine. So maybe we should just mix it together. So he said he had his babies in Ukraine, but all we have is their birth certificates. We went to Ukraine embassy to try to get the passport for them, but they said it's not possible. What can I do, sir? Yes.
They only have the birth certificate from Ukraine. Yeah. So I am a German lawyer. I'm not a Ukraine lawyer, so I don't know how it is in Ukraine to get Ukrainian citizenship. Normally, everywhere in the world, if the mother is a Ukrainian, automatic. It is only when the father is not, the father must not be a Ukrainian. That is the birthright. Every international, you don't need to prove who is the mother of a child because the child comes out of the mother. So there you don't need the proof. It is only the mother that will say later, this is the man that is the father, is the one that I'm together with. And then the child will get a double passport if the father is having a different passport. So if it is only the birth certificate, I don't know if it's enough, because in this our country here, with a birth certificate alone, you cannot be a German. No? If somebody is born here, you have a birth certificate, that does not make you a German. No? Either your mother, your father must be a German, or they have been living here for many, many years with a permanent resident permit, and then the child can be a German. But about the Ukraine issue, that one I cannot answer it for you. Maybe you can find it on the Ukraine embassy website. Go to their website, I don't know where they are, maybe in Berlin, and try to Google their application for a passport. Definitely the conditions will jump up the way it is done in Nigerian embassy or in German embassy, where you have the conditions, what you have to fulfill, what you have to submit, so that you can get a passport for you or for your child. Next question, please. Your microphone is off.
Sorry, sir. Yeah, so this question is from YouTube. That I have to mute my microphone to get right. So it says it's similar to the last one we just answered now. So it said that I have a 6-week-old baby I delivered in Ukraine through cesarean section, and I haven't collected his birth certificate as at when I fled Ukraine. I've been to the Ukrainian embassy in Germany, and I was told they can't issue a birth certificate or passport for my child now because they can't access their database in Kyiv because of the war. So it's similar to what you just, I don't know, but this one, there's no birth certificate this time around. So what do you advise?
Yeah, but she has a passport with a Ukrainian visa that she came from Ukraine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and how old is the child? It's a baby?
6 weeks old baby.
8 weeks old.
6 weeks.
6 weeks old. Okay. Normally, Germany will not doubt that the child was born in Ukraine, but Germany cannot give the child a passport, so it can only be done by the Ukrainian government. So even some Ukrainians are equally here without no passport, most especially the biometric passport. So it is only even people that have biometric passport are eligible for a visa, for a resident permit. If you don't have the biometric passport, they don't even attend them. They don't give them a resident permit. So this question is beyond what I can solve, what Germany can solve. You just hope that the war will come to an end as quickly as possible. But even if the war ends tomorrow, a lot of cities there have been bombed. It will take them some years to rebuild their country, and people will not be asked to go back immediately. So it's very unfortunate for the child, because the child may remain without a birth certificate. And in Germany, without a birth certificate is a very big trouble. Very big one. No? Yeah.
All right, so we've gone through all the questions. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and for answering our questions. So I don't know if you have any final words for us based on all the questions, based on anything you want to share with us, or a reminder.
Yeah, so my appeal has always been for our students that have been able to come into the country, start writing as much application to the universities as much as you can. And as I just said before, if you are in a position or you have parents that are well-to-do that can pay for a private university, equally apply to a private university. And there are a lot of universities in Germany that teaches as well in English language, bachelor's degree. So the ones that have gone so very far in their courses, they can equally look for a possibility at the university. Yeah, before I forget, every university in this country has international center.
Okay.
They all have international center. In this international center, they speak the English language. So even if you Google them, you get a telephone number, you can equally call them. Then it's written international center. You can find it like that in the internet, in Google, international center. So there you call, you can even ask them which courses are being done there in English language. They may tell you, they may even give you a link, and they are always very ready to help. That is why they are there. They are for international people, so call the international centers, they are going to help you. So, and the ones that have done, that were doing masters, genau. The ones that were doing masters before in Ukraine, almost every master's study here is in English language. So the one that Germans do in their German is called Magister. That one is different from masters. No? So before it was a diploma. No? You do diploma, you study for 4 or 5 years, you have a diploma, and then you go again for masters, magister. So they have tried to make it simplified within the European community, so that everybody start having bachelor and masters. But there are still courses like law, where you only do state examination, and in the field of teaching as well, and in the field of medicine, human medicine. In human medicine, they study longer, and people that are doing dentists, they study less than the one that do human medicine, and the one that are doing equally animal medicine, veterinary doctors, they study equally less than the one that are doing human medicine. So the human medicine is more extensive and takes longer. So anybody who is doing that, who has been doing masters in the Ukraine, has, of course, an excellent chance to enter into a university here with your masters, with your English language as well. And you may be lucky to, maybe you have done 1 year there, or maybe a year and a half, and it can equally be added for you here, that at the end you only need to do 1 year or 6 months again, and then you are through with your masters. Because we are hearing that Ukraine has a very good educational system as well, and it may not be a trouble for you guys to get fixed into the society here. Thanks a lot for having me. That is my last speech. For most of you that have been trying to reach me, I've said it here time without number. If you contact me privately, you have to pay a consultation fee of 100 euros. So many people are still trying to contact me, even if I tell them they don't care about it. It is like that. But if you want me to render you services, that is how it is. And this thing that I'm doing for you people, no German lawyer is doing it for Ukrainian in this country. And I've not even heard it that a German lawyer has spent his time to educate whoever comes into the country on the situation, on how they can get themselves fixed into the society. I'm doing it because of the place we are coming from. And we have been trying to patronize each other and look for a possibility to make our society grow. So thank you, gentlemen, for listening to me. And thank you very much, Mrs. Ibulo. And then we'll see you again probably when NICIC organize their yearly seminars again.
Yeah.
Thank you,
very
gentlemen.
much. Thank you.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Right. So for other participants, this is just a reminder for everyone. You can catch up on all the sessions on YouTube, or that is NICIG EV, so NISIG-EV. So, and I saw some previous questions about medical school. Last Thursday, we had a meeting about studying and practicing medicine in Germany. So if you go to the YouTube channel of NICIG EV, you even find the link in the chat. If you stay back for a while, you'll find the link, and you can catch up on all the sessions. So this will be the last session for the legal talk. If your questions have not been answered, probably someone has asked it already, so you can catch up on the YouTube sessions. So this is a thank you to everyone for joining, and we'll see you in the next NICIG EV events. So this is goodbye from me and from NICIG.